What is going on, guys, girls, and whoever's watching? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brian's Garage. So, in today's video, I got a special one for you guys and a special one for me too. It is another Will It Run? But it is a classic mower, something I've been looking for a while, and technically it's a parts mower for me and Shaggy Small Engines. If y'all haven't seen him, go check him out on Facebook, Shaggy's Repairs, and Shaggy Small Engines on YouTube. He's still kind of growing his channel and don't have a whole lot of time to make videos as much as I do, but he does put out content, and it's mostly how to repair your stuff. So y'all check him out, and let's go ahead and get out here and check out what we got for y'all today and get the thing in the shop, see if we can get it running. Alright, so Shaggy just dropped this off. Craftsman Squarebody. It's not the square body, but it's the second gen Squarebody, because it is got the squared look, but it's not the square that's just flat chop front. I like the square better, but these are great. If y'all are viewers of the channel, you will recognize this frame as the platform that I built the Beast off of. This is the exact mower I built the Beast off of, except it's a little darker gray. And that is the hood that I lost a couple years ago when I brought the Beast down, when I moved down here. And I've been searching for the hood ever since. So Shaggy bought this for the transaxle, but I get the hood and some other parts, so, which is great. I'm not sure what year this is. I need to look it up. It says it's 1990 safety standards. No battery. Looks like we got a 13.5 under the hood. Single cylinder Craftsman. Check our oil. Looks pretty good. It's got a little sludge on it, but not too much. It's probably never been changed. And if it has, it was a long time ago. Let's pull off our oil filter here. And check this. Okay. Typical Briggs filter here. Older style. Okay, it's fairly clean down in there actually. That's good. What we may do, oh, we don't even have a fuel line on it. That's an older style carburetor. Oh, this is a flathead Briggs. This ain't an overhead valve. Nice. Okay. Well, that's good stuff. So what we're going to go ahead and do, guys, is I think we're going to go ahead and put a battery in this thing. Come out here with some fuel in a bottle. Shoot it down in the carburetor. See if this thing will pop off. And if it will, then we will drag this thing in the shop and see if we can't get this thing to run off its own fuel and take it for a ride around the yard. Clean it up some. So I sure would like to see if everything works on this before we start stripping it. Transaxle is going to, well, not the purple mower, Shaggy's lowered MTD. Gonna finally do away with that gear drive that, or that, not that, vary drive that did not work. And Hood's going on the Beast. Other parts will go in other places, of course. But this is going to be a parts mower, unfortunately. I'd love to revive it and get it going again, but yeah, we're gonna need parts, and that's what this is gonna be. So, with that being said, let's go ahead, let's go grab us a key, a battery, and some fuel, and see if we can't get this thing to pop off. Let's throw us a battery in here. Terminals. Them sure don't look the best. I might have to get the wire wheel, clean those up, and crimp that down some. That looks like shit. Let's try to crimp this better. That's better. Terminals are clean. Let's drop our battery in there. Hook it up. Box also, just to make sure that this thing's going to get adequate juice. An old key that fits. Let's see if it turns over. Clicks. Bad connections. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to have to pull the tank and get in there and clean the connectors on the probably on a starter here. All the surrounding connections. Okay, now. Uh-oh. I think we got a messed up starter. Typical first gen steering. Starter's toast. The connector just came out the side of it. Since this thing needs a starter and wiring work and all kinds of stuff, we're going to go ahead and just pull it into the shop. I thought it was going to be an easy, just maybe see if it'll bump over and throw some gas down it, see if it'll fire off, but that wasn't the case in this video. So we're going to go ahead and air up the front tires, or air up all the tires that need to be aired up, and then we're going to go ahead and roll it into the shop and address what needs to be addressed, which so far seems to be starter and the terminals on the wiring, the positive and negative coming from the battery, all need to be cleaned. So let's get it in the shop, get that done, and see if this thing will run. Alright, so we know for a fact that our starter is bad. Probably just needs to be rebuilt. The terminal came out of the end. And I'm sure I can replace that. But that starter has come apart. So what we did off camera just a second ago is I went ahead and disassembled this starter here and cleaned it up really good. And just checked it on the jump pack over there. It's working great. So we now have us a starter to put in. We're going to go ahead and do that now, and then probably go ahead and just see if it'll bump off by hot jumping it. I really don't need the wiring on this. This is going to be in a parts mower, so I really don't have to worry about the wiring, and I might not. So yeah, let's take our battery out and just worry about hot jumping it from the starter. Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead and install our starter. Glad those tools stay in that case. Did I at least bust it loose? I did. Ah, shit. Looks like I gotta change the top gear on the starter because it's a different tooth. So I'm gonna change that real quick, and then we'll get this starter put on. Alright, so one of these is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tooth, and the other one is a 16 tooth. I was pretty sure I was right. I just wanted to make sure that I counted that right for you guys on camera. So You've got your 14 tooth and your 16 tooth. The 16 tooth is what we need, and the 14 tooth is what we don't need. So what happens is you'll see on the top of the starter there is a little C-clip that holds this on. You'll pop that off. Sometimes you need a screwdriver or persuade it to come off. Or if you have the correct tool to remove it, that'd be even better. But I do not. So I am doing it this way. Alright. Ring is removed. Then next comes off the top. Then you've got a spring. Then you've got your gear. There's also a flat or a curved washer in there that goes up top here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the same thing with this starter. Might have to bust it a little loose. It is a little sticky. Try not to stab yourself. And just see if I can do it with the camera turned around. Alright, so what we're going to do, this starter's a little unhappy anyway, so I'll probably use parts from it to build another one. But if you can get your, there we go, clip started. Come off just like so, and then of course your come on baby, I know you've been together for a long time, but dadgum. Oh, this one's sticky. This starter would have never worked without some help. Okay, this is not wanting to come off for some reason. There we go. Stupid piece of shit. We just needed this anyway. Spring. Don't need that washer. So what we're going to do now is drop our new gear on. Washer, spring, top, and clip. Now what I suggest to do with this, find you a size probably do two, one to start it, one to finish it. So what I like to do is get a socket. Ow, that was my thumb. Of course, get that thing sitting right, and then we have our new starter with our old gear. Now what we can do is go put starter on. Our new to the engine starter going on. Alright, we've got our starter in. All we need to do is kick our key over for the kill now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start off by putting y'all back on the stand, backing y'all up, see if it'll turn over with the jump box. And if the engine will indeed turn over, then we will go ahead and proceed to putting some gas down the carburetor and seeing if it pops off. Let's grab our jump box. Positive on the starter terminal. Ground to a ground. It does indeed turn over. So I think what I'm going to do next is, let's see if we got spark. I can check that. Spark tester. Here. And slap this in place there and there. We got our key on. Let's see if it has spark. It does indeed have spark. So it's got spark. It's turning over. Let's see if she runs. Probably a little too much fuel, whatever. Ain't like it's gonna hurt. Except spitting it out like that. Oops. Throw a drizzle back down in there. It's a runner. Probably go ahead, take a quick video on the phone, that's some Shaggy and send it to her. Well, I have a new starter on it. Alright, we just blowed this unit off really good with the air compressor. I would like to pressure wash it at some point soon, but for now, that's good enough. At least it's got all the crap off of it. Before we can even ride this, I'd have to find 2 front tires. I do believe I can. Just need to locate some. It runs pretty good, I can tell. I do believe if I plumbed up a fuel system, it would probably run off its own fuel. It's not a bad little rig, honestly, except for the first gen steering. Those boxes suck. And as typical, y'all can't really, well, y'all can see the first gen in there. Let me try to move this hose out of the way. It has the slop, just like they all do. So, kind of glad this is a parts machine, because if not, I'd have to find a second gen steering adapted in or figure out something else, because I do not like first gen steering boxes. Like I said, they are trash. Other than that, pretty decent machine. I'm sure it'll clean up nice. But as of now, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put take the spark tester off and put it all back together. And I might try to find a fuel line and hook this thing up and see if maybe it'll run off its own fuel supply. And if it will, find some front tires and go take this old thing on a ride, see how it does. I also need to find a gas cap, but I do believe I have one. So let's go ahead and start gathering together some parts and start throwing them at this thing. I think what we're going to do before we do the fuel system is I'm going to take another chance on the battery. Might have been that starter. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this wire back out. We're going to get this disconnected there. Clean up that terminal right there and connect it to our starter. Put our battery back in it and see what it does. Alright, all I need to do is grab this in. Vice grips. Nice. Terminal just a tad on the wire. Nut started. Let's get it tightened on there. Already. No, come out. Okay, whatever. We'll just do this thing. I was going to take the box out to clean it, but apparently there is a mechanism in here that holds it in. Never seen one before. Okay, battery. Let's get her back in. Get her hooked up. Positive's hooked up. Let's get our negative side hooked up. All these have been cleaned back here. The only spots that hadn't been cleaned is the other side of the ground terminal, or the other end of the wire, and on our solenoid. I don't know if I'll need to clean those. Just even tell that solenoid's any good. Y'all be sure to go like the videos. Or YouTube likes that. Comment down below. YouTube likes that. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to get monetized, so if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscription button and hit the all notifications bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is at least once a week at this point. Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. The only one that's different is these Snapchats and Avatar. Rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel, so you can go to those platforms, type in Flying Brown's Garage in the search engines. You should find me, and we post different content to those as a sneak peek to what is coming. Also, be sure, if you want to, come join us on Facebook at Flying Brown's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. We have a group where we're trying to build like-minded folk to come around and share your builds, share your ideas, and maybe even plan a get-together ride or something. So y'all be sure to check out all those things and stay tuned for the newer videos. If y'all want to check out some of the older videos, we got a bunch of stuff back there in playlists. So if you're feeling a little like a little Flying Brown's Garage mood, y'all can go back, watch a bunch of old videos, and stay tuned for the newer ones. And let's go ahead and get back into the shenanigans of the video. Okay, let's see if it spins over with the key. It does. Let's see if it starts with the key. Get a few. It does indeed. Start with the key in the battery system. Well, now that we've established that that is a runner, a good one at that, it sounds very nice. Starter worked out great. And I'm telling you guys, y'all can rebuild those starters as long as those magnets aren't busted up on the inside. Just make sure that you don't beat on it with a hammer. If they're jammed up in the starter, don't start tapping on it with a hammer, because what happens is you bust all of the magnets off of the side of the housing of the starter, and then it's really bound up. It never turns again, and even if you do take it apart and try to rebuild it, you can't. If you guys want to be able to get a starter back alive that's stuck, most of the time what you need to do is take your 2 bolts out there. What you do is when that plate comes off at the bottom, you're going to have a little, it's almost like a plastic valve body, but it's not. It's just a housing for the magnets on the bottom to hit the starter shaft itself. So what happens is those are on a spring, and when you push that out, they all just come out. So find you a socket the same size as the diameter of that hole, and while you're taking the top of the starter out, you also follow in with the bottom. So when you go to put it back together, all you do is slide it back together, and you don't have to worry about those pins in the bottom coming out or any of that crap. But a lot of times they're just stuck. They need to be cleaned all on the surface. Take a wire wheel, clean the surfacing, the bottom, blow out the insides, make sure your magnets aren't busted, and put a little bit of lube in each end where they glide, and I tell you what, you have your brand damn new starter. So y'all need to quit sleeping on that and start reviving your starters. I mean, I know some people just say to hell with it, buy a new one, but a lot of times the new ones ain't as good as the old ones. So revive them starters, guys. Revive them starters. Enough of me blabbing about that though. We're gonna go ahead and start searching for some parts. For sure we need a gas cap, we need a fuel line, and some fuel. And I do believe we have all 3 of those things here at the shop. So we're going to go ahead and find those objects, come back to this thing, throw some fuel in it, throw a line on it, throw a cap on it, and see if it'll run off its own fuel. And if it will, we'll locate some front tires to throw on this thing, get it off the lift, and go for a dadgum ride. It's been a few days since we've seen this guy. Second for y'all, like I said, a few days for us. We're going to go ahead and start off by going out to the storage unit, or the storage shed, getting us a hose and a gas cap, and we'll hook our battery back up, see if we can fire this thing up and run it off of its own fuel supply. And if we can, we'll put some front tires on it, take it for a ride, then take it for a nice bath, because I think it needs one. Alright, we just found us a gas cap. We got us a fuel line hooked up with a fuel filter. I was missing the tip on the carburetor. I installed that. We're going to pull off our air filter so we can give it some juice through the carb. We're going to go ahead and put y'all on the stand, put some gas in this thing, and see if it'll fire up and run off its own supply. First things first. A little bit of fuel in that tank. Give it some juice, and let's try to start it. So far, nothing. I don't know if we'll be able to get it to do the thing. Check, make sure we're getting flow. There. Okay. Fuel feed. Something told me. To replace that line. But I didn't. That hose. Should be getting sufficient. fuel flow. Let's see what it'll do. Up she is. Looks like we have no choice. But gotta do the carburetor on this guy, because it's not doing what it needs to do. Yeah, I think she's gunked up quite a bit. So it looks like we'll have to take this carburetor off and clean it, reassemble. Alright guys, I went ahead and cleaned the carburetor and put it back on, but it is leaking really bad from the bowl and it is overflowing the carb, so the seals are bad and the needle and seat is probably trashed. So I'm going to see if I can get in touch with Hypestore, www.hypestore.com, and see if they are willing to work with us on another video, and hopefully they are. If not, I will be resorting to trying to build us a carb or getting one ourselves. But as of now, we're kind of at a standstill and can't really do any more on this project until we get a carburetor. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to other projects, and I will see you guys back on this video when we get a carburetor or parts in hand. Alright folks, it's been a couple days since we've been on this one, but we're back on it. That carburetor is junk, but I just got to a standstill on another video I'm working on. I just built a carburetor for it and snapped a bolt off in the head there, so we're going to have to wait for some gaskets so I can put a new head on this. So I'm thinking maybe we should take that carburetor and put it on here and see if maybe it works. See if this thing will run. Alright, I didn't want to do all this on camera because it took a bit of playing with the carburetor, but so the main jet is plugged up, basically. You'll see how it runs the air filter. Heck yeah, she is a runner. The only thing I can think of that is making that horrendous noise, it's one of these belt catches. Did I bend it out of the way? Not really. Okay. Our steering is very stiff on this unit. I guess what we're going to do now is go ahead and put some tires and wheels on the front so we can ride this thing. Alright, real quick, we're going to lube up our steering box. It'll probably steer better once I put some tires on it, so let's go ahead. I might grab those over there and use them. Alright, we got us some front tires that hold air. We'll try to air up that rear. And then we can get this thing off the lift and take her for a ride. Alright, it's a runner. It's got 4 full tires, gas, and a hot battery. So let's get this thing off the lift, get it outside, fire it up, take it for a little ride, see how it does. Alright, there she sits. This thing might even get a bath tonight. Let's go ahead and I'm going to change my camera battery real quick, and then we're going to fire this thing up and ride it around. Alright, got a fresh camera battery. Let's see what she does. See this first gear work? It does. Let's see what second gear does. Not bad. Not bad at all. I guess let's go ahead and take this thing up to the pressure washer. Start cleaning it up. Definitely smells like there's a dead mouse in there. Whatever. He'll cook. It'll be alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this thing up to the pressure washer and get this thing nice and clean, see what it looks like when we're all said and done with it. Alright folks, there is the final reveal. Looks pretty good. Let me know what y'all think of this one in the comments. I really like this mower, but unfortunately Shaggy needs a transaxle, and that's what he bought it for, so we will be kind of parting this one out a little bit, but I do believe I might bring it back. Try to just save the frame, bring it back in a later episode. If y'all want to see that, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, here she is. Which runs pretty good. I'm digging it. I cannot complain, especially for just throwing a carburetor on it. Looks like the oil's looking pretty good. Maybe needs a change in the near future. Let's see. Cleaned out around the battery box, but it cleaned out the box. There's a few marks on it. A few rust spots, as you see. That's just surface rust, really, and all around it. But that's typical for like a 1990 or so. I do believe that's what year this is. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. 91. I think it's a 91. So, I guess we're done with this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Will it run? Will it ride? Yes, it will. And pretty good at it too. So we got us a good transaxle, good engine, good frame, good body. And it cleaned up really nice, so I cannot complain. Could have been worse, especially for a 91, but I do believe it's a 91. I'll look it up, but hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed reviving this one. If you did, go down there and leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and hit that all notification bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video. I'm trying to do it every Monday and Friday, but we're going to see how that works out. Otherwise, you know, if you're in the Flying Brian's Garage mood, you can go to the channel page and go to the playlists. There's a bunch of them out there for you to watch, and if not, just stay tuned for the newer videos. Best way to do that is, like I said, subscribe and hit the all notification bell. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Shop updates and stuff like that will help you. And you know, it's also stuff you don't see on the YouTube, so if y'all want to see that, come on over. Also, come on over to Facebook and go to Flying Brian's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. We got a group trying to build. Come on if you want to join. Share your builds, share your ideas, and just come on and talk to us about stuff. You can even share cars in there. I don't really care. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and start working on another one. So, time to put this one up. See you guys on the next one.